We won in a landslide. That was a landslide. And we didn't have the press. The press was brutal. Remember, you cannot get to 270, the dishonest press. There is no road. Folks, how many times did we hear this? There is no path to 270. How about when a major anchor who hosted a debate started crying when she realized that we won?
All right, President-elect Donald Trump sounding off on the corrupt alt-left mainstream media last night in Cincinnati. And true to form, just seconds after the speech ended, well, the Trump-bashing network, the Clinton News Network, well, they began with this. Take a look.
The question is, what kind of president would Donald Trump be? And wow, I mean, it's almost hard to wrap your mind around. I agree with you that there were lots of, divisive comments, especially and unfortunately about the press.
This was goodbye to American leadership in the world. It's goodbye to globalization. He's bringing America home. He is going to lead a nativist, nationalistic, populist movement. And if you want to join up with him, fine. But if you don't, forget it. He's going to do it in his pugilistic, narcissistic way. He's not going to change.
Look, there's somebody writing speeches trying to calm people down, talk about unity, that throwaway line about, please don't, be mean to each other. There's somebody.
It's a throwaway line, but it's one that he has never given.
And I'm happy to hear. I hope.
He read it as if it were a hostage message.
Exactly.
It did not come from the heart.
All right, so last night in Cincinnati, I had the opportunity to ask some of Trump's supporters attending the rally what they thought of the mainstream media's treatment of President-elect Trump. Take a look. How many of you think the media in this country has been unfair to Donald Trump?
Totally.
All right, who's been the worst in the media? CNN. ABC. Who else? MSNBC. Who else? CNN. Here now with reaction, syndicated columnist, the host of the upcoming series, Michelle Malkin investigates on CRTV.com. Is Michelle Malkin, old friend? I missed you. We haven't had you in a while. Congratulations on the new series. I'm very happy for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Very excited about hosting my own investigative show, but more excited to be back with you here, Sean.
We missed you,
reveling.
and I know it's been too long. All right, so I asked people, they get it. They understand what happened in this election. I made a comment that if you colluded with the Clinton campaign, if you were feeding questions to her before a debate like CNN or seeking questions for Donald Trump from the DNC, that probably you don't belong in the White House press office, because I kind of view that as fake news. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think you raise a very good point, and I hope that your friends in the upcoming Trump administration are listening. There need to be consequences for the dishonesty and for the fakery and for the agenda-driven journalism, quote unquote, that has been allowed to have free reign in Washington for far too long. And as I said, I am reveling in all of the tears that we're seeing from the buttercups and the snowflakes who are in full meltdown in the elite MSM. It is about time that they be called out. And I think that that Donald Trump has the prerogative to remind these people of how wrong they were. And I hope he does it not only in Ohio, as he did last night, but everywhere else where he's going to thank the voters who ignored all of the fake news and did the right thing for the country.
You know, that's really what happened. I call this the forgotten man, the forgotten woman election. And I gave out statistics. I won't repeat them now for an entire year. I know you know what they are. But there's so many millions of Americans suffering in poverty, on food stamps, out of work, lowest home ownership rate in 51 years. She couldn't tap into that. She didn't seem to understand what was happening. So it's Obama's failure. Hillary's a horrible candidate. And he said he's going to drain the swamp and fix the mess. Are you happy with the plan as he's laid it out, especially the economic plan?
So far, yes. And I think what you're seeing with the media is what you're seeing at the meltdown that you talked about with Kellyanne at Harvard. These people are still in denial. And denial ain't just a river in Egypt. It's also the fuel that has basically been the lifeblood, not only of all of these strategists and these consultants and the consultant class and the donor class in Washington, but also all these losers in the mainstream media who are completely out of touch with what you call the forgotten women and the forgotten men. And it's their absolute contempt for those people who are their readers, who are paying for subscriptions, who are putting food on the table of these journalists that explains why they're in such a meltdown now. And look, I have been in the news and opinion business for 25 years now, and I've never seen as big as an unhinged movement as we're seeing with these people who have doubled down on their losing, condescending ways when it comes to how they treat American people.
It's going to get ugly. I think they've only begun the attempts at slander, smear, besmirchment. I think it's only the beginning. I think if you voted for Donald Trump and you want him to succeed and you believe in his agenda, you better buckle up because there's rough waters ahead in a big way. That's my prediction. I wish I was wrong, but I don't think I am.
No doubt about it.
Great to see you again, Michelle. We'll be watching on CRTV.com. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
And up next tonight on this busy Hannity, straight ahead.
In the true sense, history called and the people of this great state answered, and you're going to be very happy. We're going to say right now, what are we going to do? We're going to make America great again. You watch.
More highlights from Donald Trump's thank you rally from last night. We'll check in with Larry Elder, Mercedes Schlapp, and Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. They're all here, and also later tonight.
We're going to be rescinding executive orders, but I don't think we're going to have to use very many executive orders because we have a Congress that's going to go along with things. And I think a lot of Democrats are going to join the train.
So during our cable exclusive interview last night, the president-elect, he said Democrats, they're going to jump on the train and work with him. Will they? We'll get reaction. And should they lock her up, as the crowd was chanting last night? That and more straight ahead.